Welcome students, welcome to chapter number 2 of geography, that is maps. This chapter is also being divided into various parts and this is your first part. So our first topic is globe. So right hand side there is a globe. You might have seen this in movies or in some office. It is just a model of earth on a small scale. You will understand this scale word later on. The shapes of continents and oceans are very precise. Precise means accurate. So you can see there are oceans, this is ocean, this is your India, continents. These are very precise on globe. Details of small towns and villages like Kosi cannot be shown on it. So this is a drawback of globe. The oceans which covers more area than land looks blue. Larger globes can show more details, but the more size, the more difficult to handle. That is why we normally see a small size globe in offices. These days there are pocket size globes also which can be inflated like a balloon when required. Next topic is maps. Our earth is a sphere, everybody knows. It's like a football, but your map is on a paper. It is a flat surface. So our earth is a sphere, but a part of its surface can be represented on a small paper. Such a representation is called map. There are large maps also which can be rolled up or folded. Rolled up like a chart. Details of various continents, countries, etc. can be put together to make a book of maps called atlas. So atlas is a book which contains maps only, maps of various countries, various areas in detail. The maps in atlas contain more information as compared to a large globe. So maps can have more information and easier to handle than globe. There is a drawback when we try to show parts of a world on flat surface. The shapes and sizes of parts get distorted because world is actually spherical. It is not flat. But when a spherical thing is converted into a flat piece, flat thing, then there are some distortions. Accuracy in that case cannot be maintained. And this distortion is maximum at poles or around poles like North Pole and South Pole. Let us do one activity. Take a paper and wrap it on a ball, just like this. This is just an image to explain this activity to you. So what you have to do, take a paper and wrap it on a ball. You will notice many folds. You cannot wrap it cleanly or clearly. There are many folds. For example, this is a fold, this is a fold, this is a fold. All these are folds. So you will notice many folds on paper. It is difficult to get smooth surface with paper. So maximum number of folds are at two ends. See here, if you compare folds, here number of folds are less. Here at the North Pole, number of folds are more. Similarly, at South Pole also folds are more. So in this figure also you can see this figure is of your book actually. This is showing North Pole, this is South Pole. Here we have maximum folds and here we have maximum folds. Here less folds. So when the paper is unwrapped, what you have to do now? You have to open that paper. You have to unwrap that paper. Means उसको खोलना है. The points north and south open out to become straight lines A, B and C, D. So this North Pole, imagine that there is a paper and you have opened it. After opening it, let me use highlighter. After opening the paper, you will see this type of paper. This is a flat sheet. It's a flat sheet. So the North Pole will show maximum distortion here. Similarly, South Pole will show maximum distortion here. And less distortion, minimum distortion will be seen at the middle. It means this middle part. Here we have minimum distortion. You might have seen there are less folds here. The part with the least number of creases or folds opens out into the straight line, that is RT. So we have three lines AB, RT and CD. Just to explain unwrapping. When we unwrap this, we get these three lines. These three lines are showing that AB and CD are having maximum folds. इसका मतलब AB और CD इन लाइंस पर यहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा सिलवटें होंगी और बीच में जो इक्वेटर है ये वाली लाइन यहाँ लिखा भी है मिनिमम फोर्स इधर स्मूथनेस होगी इधर सिलवटें कम होंगी क्रीजेस कम होंगी क्रीजेस का मतलब सिलवट जैसे कपड़े में सिलवट पड़ जाती है नेक्स्ट the lines AB, CD and RT are all equal in length. Now observe that poles are stretched in a map and become equal to the middle portion of the globe or ball. So you can imagine that these three lines are equal. So what does it mean? It means that the maximum distortion is at poles. सबसे ज़्यादा सलवटें पोल्स पर ही आती हैं बीच में नहीं आएंगी You might have seen it in the previous figure also. पिछली फिगर में भी आपने देखा होगा सबसे ज़्यादा सलवटें ऊपर और नीचे की तरफ थी So this was all about explanation of distortion of a map on paper. तो जो ग्लोब का मैप है वो अगर पेपर पे फ्लैट सरफेस पे बनाया जाएगा उसमें कुछ ना कुछ कमियां जरूर आएंगी डिस्टॉर्शंस आएंगे Let us move next. Types of maps. So we have basically three types. First is physical map. This physical map shows natural features like surfaces of mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, etc. Then we have political maps. These maps show boundaries of countries and of states within the countries. They also show locations of cities and towns. Third, thematic maps. These maps are used to show different types of resources in a particular area. For example, type of soil, forest areas, distribution of minerals and industries, etc. So these are three types of maps on your screen. Physical, which is showing different types of land. This is plain, this is a mountain area, and this is your coastal area with different figures. So all these are physical conditions of a particular area. This is your political map, which is showing boundaries of different states of a country. So you can see different states boundaries, like this is our Uttar Pradesh. So this was all about political. Now we have thematic. This is an example of showing, sorry, let us go back, showing top 10 potato producing states. So this is a theme to show top 10 potato producing states, and we have colored this. So for this, here they have taken brown shade to display top 10 potato producing states. So this was all about thematic type of map. Now let us move to history of map making, how maps started. The science of map making is called cartography. Ancient map makers assumed many shapes of the earth. For example, Babylonians thought that the earth is flat and disc shaped, not a sphere. Disc is just like pizza and sphere is just like football. This is the difference. So they thought earth has disc shaped and they drew the map of the world based on this. An Egypt geographer named Ptolemy represented the earth as a sphere. So that is why he is the father of cartography. He was also the first person to mark the north line on a map. Babylonians used clay tablets, Egyptians used metal plates, and the Eskimos used animal skin to make maps. See, you can see this image. This is an image of a map on clay tablet. It's a tablet made up of clay. So islands, mountains, Babylon. So this was created by Babylonians, and this person has told me this is a map on a metal plate. Next, modern maps are printed on paper or plastic or stored in computers. For example, nowadays, whenever you travel in a car, you can use maps on your mobile in digital form. These are more accurate. Images from satellites are used to make detailed maps using computers. Now let us see some features of maps. The first is scale. Very important, very interesting. Now we know we have very large areas. So large areas in kilometers cannot be displayed on a small sheet. So we use a scale. It is done by making small distance on paper represent a large distance on the ground. For example, we can imagine 1 centimeter equal to 50 kilometer. So this 1 centimeter equal to 50 kilometer is called a scale of a map. There are different types of scales. So 50 kilometer is represented by 1 centimeter on paper. This is called scale. It is drawn at the top or bottom of a map or even can be written in words. We can use a scale to find distances between 2 points on a map. The size of a map depends on the scale you choose. For example, if the scale is 1 centimeter equal to 100 kilometer, imagine earlier it was 1 centimeter equal to 50 kilometer only. Now 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer. The size of the map will be reduced. Okay, let us discuss this image also. You can see there are various scales here. For example, here 1 centimeter is equal to 940 kilometer for this map. Here, observe this image also. Where is the mouse? Okay. See this point of Atlanta and this point. It is now larger. 1 centimeter is equal to 370 kilometer. And if I decrease this number to 160, we come closer, just like zooming. And if it is more, then 1 centimeter is equal to 13 kilometer. More closer. Now we can see some names of cities also. So by decreasing the value, what is going on? The scale is becoming large. So this map is having small scale, this map is having large scale. So 1 centimeter is equal to 13 kilometer means large scale. So if scale is large, size of the map will be reduced. It means in a particular area, very small area of land can be displayed. In a particular area of paper, very small area of land can be displayed. But if scale is large, so in a particular area of paper, large area, the whole Atlanta can be displayed. So this is your small scale. Next we have directions. We have north, south, east, west directions. See this image. Here we have an arrow at the top. This is showing north, so this will be south, this will be west, and this east. So this is how we can see directions. This line on map is called north line. Using this we can easily find other three directions. Bottom is south, left is west, and right is east. These four directions are called cardinal points of the compass. This is your compass. So north, west, east, south. Cardinal points. Now other than four major directions, there are four intermediate directions also, whose names are northeast, in short NE, similarly southeast, southwest, and northwest. See this compass. Between north and west we have northwest direction. If north line is missing in a map, the upper part of the map is taken as north. Now let us see how to find direction. Very easy. See this image. We have 2 points A and B. So we need to find the direction of B with respect to A. So what we have to do? Draw vertical and horizontal lines like this. Vertical line north south, horizontal line west east, and join this A with B. So by seeing this line, we can see this line is going here between west and east. So we can say it is easy to see that B is at southwest of A. Sorry, not east, south. This is south, this is west. Southwest. So this was all in this video. Rest part of your chapter will be covered in next video. So there is a note to the students. Watch this part 1 of your second chapter again and again, completely from beginning to end. Do not fast forward the videos. You may note down all the points discussed in this video and learn them. Wait for the second part of this chapter. So all the best and enjoy learning. Thank you.